All right, let's get into everything you need to know about crypto airdrops today, because this is going to be a massive week. We have Athena coming tomorrow, and then on Wednesday we have Wormhole, and also a bunch of other tokens are dropping very soon. But before we get into all of that, I just wanted to start off with this. Today is the first day of April, and if you know anything about airdrop criteria, usually one of the things that's important to do is get transactions on a network, an L2, or an application in many distinct months. And now that it's actually officially April, this is your first chance to hit a transaction in the month of April. And the reason why this might be important is because there's potentially a lot of major airdrop snapshots coming up soon, and it might actually be in the middle of the month. So you shouldn't actually sit around wasting any time. You should go right now, today, and push transaction through on all the L2s that you're farming, on all the applications that you're farming, and make sure that you hit that one additional extra month, because that could be the difference. So for example, there's this screenshot going around from the main guy at Layer 0, and he said that today, April 1st, is the first possible day for the Layer 0 airdrop, and the last possible day is June 30th. Now, what if the snapshot for Layer 0 is literally next week? This could be your last chance, theoretically, to get one more distinct month. And the same thing applies to ZK Sync and any of the other major airdrops that are imminent, but we don't have confirmation of when the snapshot is going to be. Anyways, let's move now to a couple of airdrops that you can claim. So the Pac Moon or Pac token airdrop 2 is now claimable, and it's only going to be live for 48 hours. So if you were farming this airdrop, you can go and check your eligibility here. And then the Satoshi VM testnet airdrop claim is actually live. This, I made a tutorial about the actual testnet, how to interact with it. Then there was that whole scandal about how a bunch of influencers were pump and dumping on their followers, but the actual Satoshi VM testnet finally actually ended up giving a testnet airdrop to early participants. So if you continued farming that testnet and got in for free, even if you didn't actually purchase the token when it went live, you can go and claim your rewards right now. And then one final airdrop that is currently claimable is the Nibiru or Nibi token. Now, I said when I talked about this that I would be fading it because it was just going to take too much time and be annoying. But if you did interact with this and try to farm this airdrop, you can go and claim your rewards. Although I have seen that a lot of people are saying they basically got nothing for it, which is the risk that you take when you farm some of these testnet airdrops or free airdrops. Sometimes it prints like KMNO or Portal, and sometimes it's a nothing like Métis or potentially Nibi. Anyways, next up, let's talk about KMNO Finance, because you may have noticed if you go to their application that your points have stopped ticking up for season 1, and that is because the snapshot was on March 31st, yesterday. So season 1 of KMNO is done. The KMNO token is going to be dropping sometime in the next couple of weeks. They've said that it's going to be in April. And meanwhile, season 2 points are already ticking up, and you get a loyalty boost if you keep your assets on the platform. So at this point, you can see what your final ranking is, how many points you have. And since this is going to be largely a linear airdrop, you could roughly figure out what percentage of the total allocation you're going to get by dividing your points by the total global points. Another airdrop within the Solana ecosystem that we've got an update for is that the ZEUS network is dropping 1% to Jupe voters on the 4th. So this is actually right after Wormhole. That's 3 airdrops in a row. Now they've also got an airdrop for Zeely Quest participants if you did any of that stuff. So the token rewards are coming soon for this. All right, next up, let's talk about the Linea Park campaign, because they have their final week and their final few tasks open, and they actually have basically a little lottery, random LXP drops from 150 to 250 LXP if you complete over 70% of all of the tasks in Linea Park. So you can see your odds of winning. You'll get at least 150 LXP if you completed 70%, which is a nice little bonus. And then if you get lucky, you could get up to 250. So if I go over to my Linea Park page here, this is basically everything that I'm willing to do. I've faded ones where I had to download apps and ones that were just annoyingly difficult. And so I just have to complete this proof of humanity thing when it unlocks in 21 hours. And then these are the final little bonus quests. They refresh every 24 hours. There's a new snapshot. And I just spent maybe 2 hours this morning going through and finishing up all the Linea Park stuff that I wanted to do. So it doesn't actually take that much time. You can do NFT land and the minigame gala section in a relatively short period of time for basically a few dollars, because now transactions are quite cheap. So for the last time, I'll say this is basically your final chance to do this. I still think it's worthwhile because it doesn't take that much time, and now it's actually not that expensive. And since there is such a barrier to entry, it's so annoying and you have to do proof of humanity, I feel like this still could be a good play. And then if you've completed 70% of the quests or bonus quests, then you can go to these little lottery tasks right here, and then you can see how many extra LXP you're going to be getting. Okay, next up, there is a new vote live for Dimension Stakers. So if you go into the governance, you can see there's a 7th vote. Definitely go and cast a vote on this if you haven't done so already. Next up, we have an update from Jumper Exchange. So this is one of my favorite bridges. I use it a decent amount on this wallet, but also on my main airdrop farming wallet, I use it quite a bit. And so now if you go over here at the top, you can see there's a section called Jumper Profile, and that will show you how many experience points you have, what level you're at, and then they have all these badges for missions that you completed. So the number of transactions, the amount that you move through the bridge, you get volume badges as well. And it looks like the last badge update was for the end of February. So since March is now over, probably soon there's gonna be a whole new section of badges added to this, and we'll all see our experience points and levels go up. So this is a cool way now that you can track within the application how you're progressing towards the Jumper or Li-Fi token airdrop. Next up, related to Jumper, there is a small airdrop claimable for people that have done 25 or more transactions on Jumper, specifically using the base chain, which is a pretty niche criteria. Only 550 people actually got it, 558 to be exact, but you can go and check your wallet to see if you got that allocation. Okay, next up, for the Rivals Network, there is a new Galaxy campaign on right now where you can do a couple of simple tasks, collect a note and some points. Okay, next up, if you completed those tasks on the Intract campaign page for the Mode Sentinel NFT and then minted that NFT, you have an opportunity now to get a whitelist spot for the Ionic token sale. And there's a raffle on Intract right now that you just have to enter and verify that you have that Mode Sentinel NFT, and then you can potentially win a spot for that. Now, the other way, obviously, to get the Ion token for the Ionic platform is to farm that airdrop. They have a point system on right now based on how much you deposit and borrow from the platform. And so it looks like the airdrop for the Ion token is going to be happening soon, probably sometime around the actual token sale. Next up, I am working on a daily airdrop checklist or task list of things that you can come back and do every single day. A quick and easy task list of things that you can do in 20 to 30 minutes and make sure that you qualify for a bunch of different airdrops in 2024. So this checklist is going to be coming out sometime this week, but it's going to be going for Patreon members first. And if you're not already a member of my Patreon group, I think you should highly consider it. It's only $5 per month. And if you compare that to some of the outrageous fees that people are charging for their private membership groups, I think it's pretty reasonable. And what you get for that is early access to a lot of my videos, early access to stuff like this checklist, and then also you get access to the Discord where we constantly share best strategies to farm airdrops, time-sensitive airdrop alpha, and we have a bunch of channels dedicated to specific airdrops that people are farming. So if you want to join the Patreon, only $5 per month, and I'll throw a link to that down below. And one of the first benefits that you'll get aside from joining the Discord is early access to this daily checklist. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention is that if you want to qualify for the Mint airdrop from the Mint chain, this is another testnet that you can qualify for with some completely free tasks, including some social things. And then every day you can come back and collect this little bubble worth 500, I think it's energy experience points. And then as you collect those, your tree will grow. They've got a testnet on the Sepolia network right now, and the Mint mainnet is going to be online soon. And there's also some NFTs that are somewhat expensive to purchase, but if you do have one of them, then you can also rank up for their airdrop campaign as well. So there's the paid version of this where you buy one of these NFTs and stake it, or you can just come back daily and do the free activity. So that is it for today's airdrop. But as I said at the beginning, this is going to be a massive week, and I'm trying to save my voice because I started losing my voice last week from talking about too many airdrops. So if I seem less excited or animated in the video today, that is why. Anyways, hopefully you found this alpha useful. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.